Today I'm going to show you how to switch up your ignition for a better one. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are working on the Fox again, and this is gonna be sort of a tutorial video because we have something to do with electrical stuff. Now I'm not really handy with electrical stuff, but I can do my research and I can figure out how stuff works. So as you can see on my bike, to turn the bike on or to be able to start it, I need to use this right here. This is the original ignition switch. Now we don't really want to use it because it is pretty bulky, and we want to have a ignition switch on the handlebars, or at least in the general area of that. So what we did, we went on gmpbparts.com and we bought ourselves a ignition switch. Now I can't really remember for which bike it is, but I'm gonna link it down in the description below. So if you want this exact ignition switch and you want to follow along with the video, you can get it. Now the main reason that we chose this ignition switch is how we can mount it. The wires that are coming off, there are a decent amount of wires. There are 4, and it was pretty cheap. So we didn't know how it worked, for which bike it was. We had no experience with the bike that was listed on there that it was from, so it was really a gamble if I could use it, but now we're gonna try to get it on there. Let me get you guys a little bit closer to the ignition switch we have on here right now. So this is the ignition switch that we have on here right now. This is the original one. It's just on and off, and you can also lock it to get the key out there, but we don't really need that feature anymore because we have a different fork. Now if you want to see the wiring diagram for this whole setup, all the electrical system just to start your bike, you can check out this other video where I show everything and explain everything, and yeah, so you can have a running bike. Now this is the ignition switch that we are switching to. As you can see, not a lot of stuff, 4 wires and a key on and off. So this is what we want to replace. We want to delete this and get this in place and connect it so it really works. Now it shouldn't be that hard. It only needs to connect a couple of wires, and then we can turn the bike on and off again. Now for the people that are new to this channel, I'm going to show you where I'm going to mount the speedometer and the ignition switch. This is the OG speedometer that came off the Fox, so it will work. So I want this speedometer to be smack in the middle, just like this, and then maybe the ignition switch right here beside it. I'm still gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna mount it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use aluminum to keep the weight a little bit down, and I don't have to paint it. I can polish it up. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna mount it. I might have to drill some holes into the forks, at least at the triangle right here, to get a plate on there. But this is basically how it's gonna be, a little bit on an angle, and then just one key right here so we can turn the bike on and off. But that is going to be in a later video as I figure out how to really mount this, because that is going to be an issue as well. I still need some materials to secure it, but yeah, this is the speedometer that goes on there. There is a Peugeot design on it, so yeah, it will be original. It will be nice. Maybe at one point we will have lights on there so it lights up when the bike is running, but we're gonna see when that happens. But we're gonna mainly focus today on the ignition switch, get it wired up, see if it works. So if you want to change your ignition switch, you can do it yourself. Maybe you lost your key, maybe you want something else, maybe you want to relocate your ignition switch, maybe you have different handlebars that you don't run a stock setup anymore. So then you can put this ignition switch on or whatever. I'm just gonna show you how to figure out how to wire it up, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So this is all the materials that I'm going to use. I'm going to use a multimeter to figure out how the whole ignition switch works, what connects, what doesn't connect, what disconnects. Figure it out for the stock one and for the new one. Cut the wires. I'm using this plier right here. This is a special plier to crimp on little doodads like this. I'm going to use bullet connectors. I got this whole set right here. As you can see right here, they are bullet connectors. I think the main stuff people use are spade connectors. I bought this off Amazon. I don't really think I have a link for it, but if you search on Amazon bullet connectors, you will find these. Just get your best deal that you can have for a good price. This was pretty cheap. I think 10 euros or whatever. Of course, heat shrinking tube. I don't have black one right here in this side, but I have clear one, so I can put it on right here. And also I got a lighter to crimp the heat shrink, and also pen and paper to write everything down. So let's start. Now on the ignition switch, I know we use the 3 top ones. I will have a link to the wire diagram video in the description down below, so you can check that out. There you have all the information that you need. But we're gonna put on our multimeter. I don't know if you're gonna see it, but there will be a sound. But yeah, you can see it change up. So if we have a connection, you will see it right here. I'm gonna draw out the pins 2 times. I draw them out like this, and then we will see what connects and what doesn't. We are in the off position, and now let's check every single pin if there is a connection. In the off position, every single pin is connected to each other. That is nice. Now let's see, to put it on, what is connected. These 2 are not connected. Also these 2 are not connected. Okay, as we can see, this is off, this is on. What is circled around is connected. Let's see what we have right here. What is connected? Everything needs to be connected in the off position, so that is going to be fun. Okay, so black with a stripe is connected to green in the off position, and on the on position, red and black is connected. So now I'm gonna figure out what I need to connect to make it all happen. Okay, I finally figured it out, how the whole electrical system works, how the bike turns off. So let me explain it first before I show you the ignition switch, what I'm gonna do. So on the original ignition switch we have 3 wires. 2 coming from the stator right down here. That is the red wire and the orange wire. Now it's not color coordinated, but normally the orange wire would be a green wire. So the 2 wires that come from the stator and 1 from the CDI, which is the purple one. Don't really know what color that original was, but if you see the 3 mounting points of the wires, it is the top one. Now this is what happened when we put on the original ignition switch. The red wire from the stator connects to the purple wire from the CDI. I'm just gonna put on a clamp right here. And when these 2 wires are connected, the bike will start. It will run, it will do whatever you want. I tried 2 methods. 1, disconnecting these 2 wires and the bike stopped. And you would think just connect these 2 to start and disconnect them to turn off the bike. So that would be enough to get our switch going. Not really an issue right here. Now we saw with our original ignition switch, when we connect every single connector right here, the bike should turn off. So there is a reason why this is here, why the ground is connected. Now our ignition switch that we bought doesn't really do that. It doesn't connect 3 points together. It just switches over to 2 connected on and 2 connected off, and we have 4 little points right here. Now when we look at the wires, the orange wire and the red wire goes to the stator. In the original colors, the green one and the red one. So these 2 need to be connected. Now what I did, when this was connected right here and the bike was running, I took this lead right here, touched the orange wire, and the bike turned off. So the orange wire is somewhat important. Now to get this connected to our switch is a whole other deal. So our switch has 4 wires. In the on position, the red one and the black one connects together. In the off position, the black one with a white stripe and the green one connect together, and the red and the black one disconnect. Now to get that grounding effect, I'm gonna have to put 2 wires together. So we have this thing right here that connects 2 wires right here, and I'm gonna connect the black one with the black and the white stripe right here. Now to get that grounding effect, I'm gonna connect the red wire to these 2 wires, and the orange wire, that is the ground, I'm gonna do on the green one. So when I switch on the ignition to on, the red one and the whole double combination will be connected, but there will not be a connection with the green one. When I turn it off, I'm gonna switch over from these 2 connections over to these 2. And so I'm gonna have to put the red one right here, the orange one right here, and the purple one right here. So that is how I'm gonna modify the switch. So now I'm gonna put connectors on every single thing on the switch and on the bike. Then we're gonna put it on, see if the bike starts and if it turns off. So that is gonna be how I'm gonna do it. So I will come back when that is all finished. So we got everything hooked up. Hopefully my wiring is correct and we have a nice working new ignition switch. So yeah, let's try out the bike and see if it fires up. So the bike fired up, I'm pretty happy about it. That means my ignition switch works, so we can work on getting this mounted to the bike and have a finished product. But it looks pretty nice, it looks pretty factory. Once I get ready to the final wiring, it's gonna look absolutely nice. I'm gonna make it all color coordinated, get the whole schematic going, and then I have a nice working electrical system. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, so yeah. So now you know how to replace your old ignition switch to a brand new one. Get your own kind, work out how you need to wire it, what needs to happen with the ignition, how it needs to turn on and turn off, and then you can get your own little switch or whatever. You can also use a little switch to toggle it on and off. So that was the tutorial part of this video. Now let's talk a little bit about the project itself. As you saw in my last video, the bike was really loud, and a subscriber, a viewer, a fan of the channel reached out to me and he is gonna give me a silencer. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not gonna tell which silencer we're gonna get, but it is a pretty nice one. Of course, we're gonna have to do some welding and some customization to get it on the bike, but I'm pretty excited that we got one and it is a nice one. Also, we're gonna get another piece, but I'm not gonna spoil that. You're gonna have to wait until the other video where we unbox it and look at the silencer. So I'm pretty excited at where the bike is going. I mean, excited that the bike is running, but I want it to be rideable. We need to get this seat on there. That is my biggest concern right now. We need material to get this seat going. I want to do like the final touches, work on the whole area right here, get that all dialed in, get it ready to ride, do our first test ride, because I'm also really excited about that. Get that silencer on there so the bike runs quietly. Get the bike a little bit cleaned up because it's a little bit dirty from grinding and whatever. Of course, we're gonna still have to grind and whatever, so I'm not really gonna clean it right now. I'm all kinds of emotions with this bike. We come a long way, but there's still a long ways to go until the big event that we can ride this bike and show it off to other people in the flesh. So that is gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you're not already subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.